But making sure that things are contextually relevant becomes really, really important. And what this means is, excuse me, what this means is every single person who is receiving one of your emails could receive something slightly different based on something that's contextually relevant to them. It was that good. You're repeating it back to me. The second key element is behavioral data. Understanding what your customers are doing online and how you can then feed that back to them in an email. And I don't just mean cart abandonment emails. I mean, you've created an email on Monday and you are the CRM exec and you've sat down, you've created an email on Monday and it's going to go out on Thursday. But what if someone's been on your website between Monday and Thursday and you don't want to have to then send a random search abandonment email? You want to be able to make sure that the very next communication that they receive has got the most relevant information for them. So you can just populate something inside that email that talks about the behavioral activity that they've been doing. It might be abandonment search. It might be that someone was kept looking at a particular item or a particular holiday or whatever it might be, particular financial package, and you're able to then pull that into the email. Again, all live at the moment of open. And then the third element, and this comes back to the data that you have been entrusted with by your customers. And I feel like now, I mean, everyone knows about GDPR, and I'm not going to talk about that today. I think someone else has got the joy later in the week. But customers are now really entrusting you with data that they consider to be very relevant, and you have got a responsibility to give them back exactly what they need to see. It's no longer an excuse for someone to say, give you information about yourself, and for you not to use it in an interesting way. So by being able to pull in any of the customer data, for example, account history, I've got some examples of that later, and being able to bring it to life in an email. So we have these three core elements. And I think the email is very much at the center of the customer experience. But I think what's also really exciting is the opportunity that lies beyond email. You get a completely personalised email in your inbox and you decide to click through to something. What we want to then be able to do is then to be able to expand that experience and to take that very personalised moment that somebody had with an email and continue it onto the web. So in this particular example I've got for you, this is an email that someone has received. It's by Incredible Outdoors, which is a fictional outdoor brand. And in this email, there's a live poll. And in this live poll, you're asked, what is your favourite part of camping? And someone in this email, maybe they click on going on long hikes while exploring the wilderness. It's currently at 45%. You click through the vote, and that then takes you onto your personalised web page, which then actually includes information about what you clicked on in the live poll. So because they know from my email what my first name is, they pull that into the banner. And in that opening banner, because I've been clicking on hiking, we've got a nice image of somebody with a backpack on and they're going hiking. So something that's completely personalised and tailored based on the information that they've given you in that email. We've then gone a step further, and we've then pulled in recommended items based on what they might need for a hike. And then we've got hikes near you because we're using their location targeting. So we know that if somebody is opening this up in Edinburgh, we can then recommend them hikes in the local area. So it starts with that completely tailored experience in email, and it's then taking you through to the next journey. And what's really exciting is that we're also launching an ad display and in push notifications as well. So the whole journey can be completely personalised from start to finish. And this really, really is where we think everything is going. So we have a few customers that have already started doing this, and I'm going to run through a couple of the case studies now. We're here till Thursday, and I've got literally thousands of examples. Some of these might not be relevant for you and your brand. Do we have any financial services customers in here? Oh, kind of. Oh, thank you. You're just helping me out. Because I've got no examples for you right now, but I've got lots on my laptop for later. But if anybody would like to see anything else, then do let me know. But I just want to start with a couple of quite interesting examples, and this is just really a snapshot. The first is from Next. So is everybody familiar with Next in the room? UK retailer, large global online presence. Okay, people are nodding, it's a good sign. So one of the things that we're doing with Next is that we're pulling in behavioural product recommendations into an email. So this is based on the Movable recommendations engine that's built into the platform. And what we're doing here is we're completely automating this process of the items that are being pulled in, and it's based on cart abandons that they've left. but really, really subtle. So this isn't a separate cart abandonment email. It's just being populated, as you can see, in the top of a standard newsletter. Is this still on your radar? Really, really subtle, really nice and simple. Down to something a lot more complicated. So this was a campaign for House of Fraser, and it was about promoting beauty. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to be able to encourage people to get a discount based on if they hit a certain amount of money that they spent. So what they're doing is they're pulling in Georgie. They know that her favourite product, and from her activity history, is this particular brand and colour of foundation. And this particular product is about £38. In order to get her to the limit of what they need to trigger the £10 discount, we are then going to recommend our favourite product, which goes with that particular item, which will then get them to the £50 mark and enable them to get that £10 discount. So quite clever algorithm built on our side, but also completely personalised, taking someone's known favourite product, especially in something like makeup, where people don't really tend to change very much, but then we're also going to make a recommendation and get them that £10 off, so they feel like they've had a great experience as well. Spotify. Really, really fantastic client of ours doing some really exciting things. Does anyone here get the end-of-year emails where you find out that you've listened to like way too much terrible music? I get those. And in this email, this is from 2016, we've been doing them the last couple of years. What we're doing is we're going to pull in what each individual's most streamed music is, the month where you download the most music, whatever it might be. And again, doing this at scale to thousands of different people worldwide. So really interesting things. And this is a really nice looking email. This is visual. This enables people to want to then share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it with their friends. So this is a really huge element of what I'm talking to about the visual experience. Love this example. This is from the NFL, which just happened a few weeks ago, and this is using AR experience. So really, really fun. But what you can do here is you receive the email, and then you have a link which takes you to the AR camera. You can then take your picture. There's some nice filters, either 2D or 3D, and then you can share this live. And this launched at kickoff for NFL, which was really, really cool. As you can see, 83% of participants took a selfie, 27% of participants then actually shared it online. So really exciting, really engaging. And we've got some really cool customers doing this. Virgin Holidays have just launched AR for their holiday program. So there's lots and lots of different use cases for it. Again, really visual and really interesting. And then my final example is a client in the US called Books, and this was one of the first things they did on web, and they've since done a lot more things, and we're hoping to get some more case studies actually produced at the end of this month. But their first example they did with us was really very simple. They have a countdown clock. So simple. We've been doing it for 10 years. Really, really nice and easy. But what they wanted to do is they wanted to see, how does this actually work on web? So that's exactly what they've done. They've pulled you through onto a landing page, and they've got the countdown timer so that you can order early for Mother's Day. Really, really simple, really effective for them. 7% lift in 7% incremental lift in conversion rate. And what they're now doing is they're looking at how they can get a lot more sophisticated with their use cases for website personalization. So just a couple of examples there to show a small breadth of what you can do with a visual experiences platform. Oh, terrible brag slide. We have Forrester reports, if anybody would like to know about the total economic impact of Movable Link. Maybe want to take home to read on the plane home. But we're going to be here, as I said, till Thursday. So I think that David, can you give us a wave, please? I think David's going to be doing meetings with people later in the week, but do grab either of us if you'd like to learn a bit more. I've rattled through this, guys, so I hope we now have a bit of time for coffee. But I've really enjoyed speaking to you. My name's Emily, so please do come and find me later in the week.
Thanks.